It was a bright and sunny day when a young couple, John and Emily, decided to take a hike in the woods near their new home. As they walked, they stumbled upon an old, abandoned house in the middle of the woods. The house looked like it had been left untouched for years, with boarded-up windows and a rusty old gate blocking the entrance. Curious, they pushed open the gate and made their way inside. As they walked around the old house, they came across a dusty old dollhouse in one of the rooms. It was an old-fashioned dollhouse with intricate details and delicate furnishings. Emily couldn't resist picking it up and examining it closer. But as soon as she touched the dollhouse, she felt a strange sensation wash over her. It was as if something sinister was lurking within the miniature house. John noticed her unease and suggested they leave, but Emily couldn't shake off the feeling that something was wrong. That night, Emily had a nightmare about the dollhouse. In her dream, the dolls inside the house had come to life and were chasing her through the woods. She woke up in a cold sweat, convinced that the dollhouse was cursed. Over the next few days, strange things started happening around the house. Objects would move on their own, doors would slam shut, and strange whispers could be heard in the dead of night. Emily couldn't help but feel that the dollhouse was behind it all. One night, Emily woke up to find the dollhouse sitting on her bedside table. She tried to move it, but it was as if it was stuck to the table. Suddenly, the dolls inside the house started to move on their own, and Emily realized that they were trying to communicate with her. But what were they trying to say? As the days went on, Emily became more and more obsessed with the dollhouse. She spent all her time trying to decipher the messages from the dolls, neglecting her work and her relationship with John. John tried to reason with her, but she wouldn't listen. One day, John returned home to find Emily gone. All that was left was the dollhouse sitting in the middle of the room. He picked it up, determined to get rid of it once and for all, but as soon as he touched it, he felt the same sinister presence that Emily had described. John tried to leave the house with the dollhouse, but he found himself unable to. It was as if the dollhouse was holding him captive. He could hear the whispers too, and they were getting louder and more sinister by the minute. As the night drew on, John realized that he was trapped in the house with the cursed dollhouse. He knew that he had to break the curse, but he didn't know how. The dolls were getting closer, and he could feel their breath on his neck. And then, suddenly, everything went silent. The dolls had vanished, and the curse had been lifted. John was free. He left the house, never looking back. Years later, he heard that the house in the woods had been demolished, and the cursed dollhouse with it. But John could never shake off the feeling that the dolls were still out there, watching and waiting, ready to strike again.